What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting. You guys are awesome. Also, if you didn't check out the video from yesterday, I just wanted to say we had a really great time talking to June Lee of Ontology. Although there was a little bit of technical difficulties, the audio kept getting messed up, we kept getting cut out in and out. But that being said, it was really awesome. Thank you so much for everybody that joined. If you don't feel like watching the half-hour video, Neo for Beginners actually did a pretty good write-up of it where they covered a lot of the main issues. So if you guys want, I'll drop a link for that as well. Also, if we have a look at what's going on in the markets today, let me give it a quick refresh. So 256. All right, 255. So we're down $1 billion, but Bitcoin is up for the day. We're not really seeing a lot of red. In fact, there is a decent amount of green across the board. So that's definitely good to see as well. The biggest gainer of the day being Basic Attention Token, up 13%. Ethereum Classic, I'm not surprised. Everyone's getting really excited about the Coinbase listing. You have PundiX, OneChain, Zcoin, Aurora, Icon, Nano, Pivx, 0x, Komodo, and Omize Go. And if we have a look at Ethereum Classic, you'll see that actually, if we zoom into, let's see the month real quick. Yeah, so you could see right here, right around the time that the announcement came out for Coinbase. So yeah, it's been having a pretty good pump ever since. So anybody that's gotten into that, you've been riding that from 14 cents almost up to $19.50. Not bad, guys, not bad. So let's talk about all the good news, because there's so much good news in crypto. We're just waiting for the price to reflect the news. But we have Goldman Sachs could have a crypto custody service in the works. It says the offering would open Goldman Sachs custodial services to cryptocurrency funds, providing them an institutional avenue through which to manage their assets. This would outfit the funds with security, insurance, and other investment measures that would otherwise be unattainable. So, guys, I'm pretty convinced that everyone and their mother is about to have a crypto startup soon. Everyone's trying to have the ETFs. You see Goldman Sachs getting involved. You see ICE, the New York Stock Exchange. It's just bullish news after bullish news after bullish news. Sooner or later, guys, this snowball is gonna freaking turn into an avalanche, and I'm telling you, it's coming. I don't know when, but it's definitely on the way. So you could see some of the other things they say, though, in response to clients' interest in various digital products. They say that we are exploring how to best serve them in this space, adding, at this point, we have not reached a conclusion on the scope of our digital asset offering. Unofficial sources with knowledge of the matter, meanwhile, went further, saying that it was cryptocurrency custody the company was targeting. Having a custody operation in place could also lead to other ventures, including prime brokerage services. So that's that was basically from Bloomberg, I guess. That was the source they originally spoke to. So then you also have this coming out over here, right? So you have Christopher Bates, a former member of the New York Stock Exchange. He says that these things could give a boost to digital assets like Bitcoin, as it will ease the market volatility. He says traditional volatility is what scares most investors from investing into the asset class. And then it says, still, that may take quite some time. He says, my experience as a member of the New York Stock Exchange was that the SEC has a history of not jumping into approvals. They prefer to have pilot programs to monitor how any new trading platforms or systems perform. There is no doubt that blockchain is the wave of the future, and it will be the SEC's responsibility to see that the investor is protected in the federally regulated markets to know if cryptocurrency is a safe investment in a regulated environment. He says, I would need more information as to how it is being regulated. The fact that these marquee companies keep putting their names to backed, for example, we have seen Microsoft and Starbucks, even though there was that whole thing, they're not accepting Bitcoin, but that's because they're going to be working with Bakkt to accept it on a second layer. Basically, just look at it like a second layer protocol, essentially, like a lightning network out in the real world, right? So these are all really great things as well. You also have Tom Lee of Fundstrat. You know, he was on CNBC's Fast Money, and in the interview, he basically said that the current indicators on their recently launched Bitcoin Misery Index, which aims to inform investors of how miserable holders of the currency are based on its price and volatility. It says, according to Lee, when the index is below 27, it shows that the future returns are very good, while if it surpasses 68%, it is time to sell Bitcoin. Pointing at the index's current number of 39, Lee concluded that the momentum is recovering, noting that Bitcoin isn't broken if it's holding at these levels. I think people are afraid if it's going to go back down to 6,000 and never come back from these bear markets. So Tom Lee is very bullish on Bitcoin. I think this is funny though, because he has this Bitcoin misery index. What is this thing? It reminds me of the doomsday clock. Do you guys remember the doomsday clock? I mean, they actually still have this thing. It's basically like a clock that talks about like there you go, impending nuclear apocalypse, right? And every time that the situation gets more severe, they move the hand a little closer to midnight, right? So I mean, it's super gimmicky and stuff like that, but it just reminds me of that, the Bitcoin misery index. Kind of funny anyway. So then check this out. So you also have Robert Kiyosaki. I don't know if you guys know him. He's the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, personally, I'm going to just like be straight up with you guys. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was the first book I ever read on finances. I've read tons of books like Think and Grow Rich and Richest Man in Babylon. And I used to do a lot more reading before I got involved in crypto. Now I'm just always looking at a damn screen. But he says that Bitcoin will replace fake money. And I actually have respect for this dude because it was his book that got me to start thinking about my life in different ways and actually was able to allow me to, eventually move into these different ventures. Like when I used to do my affiliate marketing and, I was working with like SEO and all this other stuff. So long story short, it says the author of best-selling finance book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, expresses concerns about the US dollar and the fact that there's nothing to back it up. He also holds that cryptocurrencies will eventually replace it. So he calls it fake money. He says, I think the dollar is toast because gold and silver and cyber currencies are going to take it out. The US dollar is a scam. I think we're watching the end of the dollar. That's what I'm saying. And he had gone on to basically point out, once Nixon took us off the gold standard, the paper money in America is basically completely useless and it's just based solely on the trust system. So it also goes on to say that unlike many of his financial peers, he's a big fan of cryptocurrency. He says that there are three kinds of money today. You have God's money, government money, and people's money. God's money is gold and silver. He says that both will still exist even when the cockroaches go extinct. As such, they are essentially eternal. He says government money is fiat currency, such as the dollar and the euro. And then there is the people's money, which is cryptocurrencies. Also, you want to talk about some more really cool news? You have at least one member of Congress saying that he owns as much as 80,000 in cryptocurrency. So you have Representative Bob Goulet is reporting to have stated that he owns Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum. So he's the only member of the U.S. government who's come forward about his digital currency investment. He holds somewhere between $17,000 and $80,000 worth of crypto. I'm sure that's not too much for a guy like him, but the disclosure of his digital currency holdings was actually made before the new rules came into force. It states that he mostly owns Bitcoin, but also has smaller amounts of Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum. Oh, and on another note, JP Morgan has taken back what he said. Bitcoin is not a fraud. This time, it's a scam. Nobody cares, Jamie. Nobody cares. Anyway, let's move on to some coin news. So, we have the Zilliqa mainnet being postponed. Now, they do say that obviously they go into saying that they want to provide the best quality. It's very important to them that they deliver a great product, etc., etc. So in part, they say since the release of our technical white paper, we've come a long way and modified part of the initial design and implemented a lot of new techniques to make the protocol more performant and more secure. For example, they've merged the two POWs into a single POW, and then they say they've also replaced the raw transaction data sharing, the state channel sharing. So in the past weeks, they've had extensive discussions to review the timeline. In light of these enhancements, unfortunately, they say they need more time to ensure that the code gets properly tested by the core team, the community, and not at least established auditing firms. We will also be leveraging the additional time to, it says, conduct thorough security audits, prepare for and execute the token swap, integrate with wallets, develop tool chains, and bring more dApps on board. So some people are like, oh, what does this say about Zilliqa? They're postponing the mainnet. I mean, honestly, guys, I would rather have a good product and wait a little bit longer than have them basically just, package a piece of crap and send it out on mainnet just to meet deadlines, but, in turn, it's not exactly up to par. So in that sense, I do appreciate them at least doing the responsible thing and making sure that the code is really, really solid before they release that out into the open. Also, guys, we have a whole bunch of key announcements from Icon. So just to really touch on it super quick. So the Loop is rebranding. So the Loop, Icon's Foundation's main technological partner, has agreed to rebrand itself to Icon Loop. This is good because this is brand recognition. The change will take place immediately. However, it'll take a little bit of time to roll out over social media and stuff of that nature. Also, they're doing a $5 million ICX repurchase program. So it says that the program authorizes the foundation to repurchase up to $5 million of currently circulating ICX, okay? Then some of the other upcoming things in the next few months, they're doing the IconX wallet, which is the desktop wallet for Chrome browser plugin. They're going to have all these different things that they're featuring, and they're going to also have IconX Android wallet app for Android as well. Yeah, it goes in here. Nano S integration. Yeah, that's cool. SDK. Python, yeah, services, Icon Core. Guys, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. You guys, it's a really great announcement update for Icon. Definitely check it out. Also, let's talk about Decentraland, right? Haven't heard of them in a while. They're like the Ready Player One Oasis, right? So Genesis Content, a $5 million request for blockchain gaming. So they say, we would like to invite teams of developers and artists to submit proposals for blockchain games or interactive experiences that could be built on top of Decentraland. To encourage innovation and growth in Decentraland online gaming, we will be investing in a total of $5 million in project financing to be shared among the top applicants. All studios are welcome, whether you are a small group of indie game developers or seasoned professional studio. We want to hear from you. So guys, if you're interested, get involved in that. Also, let's talk about the death of ICOs and the rise of IAOs, initial asset offering. Realistically, it's not going to kill ICOs. This is a completely different concept. But this is another thing coming out of Enjin coin. So they talk about some of the failing issues of ICOs, basically saying that many projects are structured in a way that even if they achieve adoption, it still won't raise demand for the currency. Too many projects rely solely on investor fund rather than developing high-value products and services that can be monetized. Agree with you on that one, guys. And the world can only use so many global currencies and programmable blockchain platforms. That is true. I mean, how many more smart contract platforms can you take? So basically, they're talking about initial asset offerings. So they've already had the first one that's taken place, obviously utilizing ERC 1155, which I've spoken quite extensively about on my channel. So it looks like they had the first one that already happened. So it was right from here. It was from War of Crypto. So they featured a one-time only selection of heroes and skins. It says the hype boiled over into frenzy when the IAO suffered a DDoS attack, forcing Lucille Games to temporarily shut down the War of Crypto website. Once their services were secured, the presale was relaunched and sold out in less than 30 minutes. The lucky few who obtained presale assets now hold some of the rarest heroes and skins that will ever exist in the world. In the War of Crypto universe. As soon as the gameplay is available, these heroes will plug right in and be ready for battle. This is kind of cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really played a lot of these games, but like there's only one, or there's only a few, you know, or it's just, I don't know. I like the concept. I think it's pretty cool. So also, guys, wanted to let you know I love AMAs on my channel. I'm a huge fan of it. So there is a live AMA with the founder and CEO of Mainframe. At the time of putting this out, it says that they will be up in 2.5 hours at the time of making this video, literally right now. Like, they're going live probably within a few minutes of me releasing this video. So if you're watching this video later on tonight, you guys got to turn on the bell notifications so you get those notifications for my morning videos so you guys can join these AMAs. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description for that if you guys are interested. So we also have Lisk announcing the release of Lisk Elements 1.0.0. So it says that recently, they had a post and blog on their Twitter announcing the release of the latest general-purpose JavaScript library. It says the development team affirmed the release is designed mainly for JavaScript developers, and it will replace Lisk.js as their main resource for all Lisk-associated JavaScript functionality. So that's some news out of Lisk. I haven't really heard a lot about Lisk lately. They've been a little quiet, so that's kind of interesting. Well, as usual, guys, we have Bitcoin.com bashing Bitcoin more, saying how the banks have managed to gain control of Bitcoin Core. We encourage any new members of the cryptocurrency community to do their research. Yeah, so invested $55 million in Blockstream, invested in Blockstream, MasterCard, Bilderberg Group, Federal Reserve. Yeah, I mean, guys, let's be real. You know that the big money is buying the Bitcoin, whether it's over the counter or what. You know this, but we're not doing anything about it. So that's why I encourage everyone to hold some Bitcoin, buy some Bitcoin. You know, don't give it all away to these guys. You don't know who you're selling it to. So, but at the same time, really, ultimately, that they're basically putting this tweet out because they want you to use Bitcoin Cash. So let's be real. That's the real purpose. So moving on to some coin news, we have Bitmain. So Bitmain has been in the news a lot. So it says they've announced plans to build a new $500 million facility in Texas. This will be a major part of the Beijing-based firm's plan to expand into the North American market. That's it, guys. We're done. Throw in the towels. U.S. citizens, Bitmain's coming. That's it. They're taking over the world. So it says if all goes according to plan, construction on the facility should finish early in the fourth quarter of 2018 with the data center initiation in early 2019. Around 400 new jobs will be created for the local area, and a partnership with educational institution is also planned. So there you go, guys. Bitmain coming in, the monster. They're mining Bitcoin, but they're also, you know, planning educational institution partnerships and providing jobs. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Also, the ongoing scams on Twitter are getting crazy. Vitalik Buterin is just pissed off. He's angry. He wants Jack to do something about it. So now it says 88 million public Twitter accounts were collected and analyzed, and they said it's considered that over 500 million tweets, researchers have looked at these, and the latest 200 tweets from each user found a network of roughly 15,000 bots impersonating crypto personalities and spreading fake competitions. I told you guys about this yesterday. And also, if you're watching right now, if anyone below this video right now is asking for ETH and it looks like me, it's not. Don't send them money. They say users are likely to trust a tweet more or less depending on how many times it's been retweeted or liked. Those behind the particular bots know this and have designed a way to exploit its very tendency. Duo data scientist Alabode Anis said in a press release. So yeah, now it's not just ETH scammers being like, hey, I'm going to impersonate somebody. Now they have an army of people that look like regular people, like regular Twitter users, that are actually confirming that the scam is legitimate, which it's not. So now people are seeing, okay, so Crypto Zombie is giving away Ethereum, and it has 300 likes, and there's like 15 people underneath me all saying, hey, K-Dub, thanks so much for the ETH giveaway. You're the best. You see, it's getting really elaborate, so whatever. We got to get rid of that. We got to get rid of that. So speaking about adoption, oh, I love talking about adoption, guys. So there are now more than 3,500 Bitcoin ATMs worldwide. Not really too much else to go into on that, but that's just a nice statistic to be aware of. Also, we have this bus company, this Spanish bus company. They started taking cryptocurrencies as well. I can't really read any of that, but yeah. We also have West Virginia offers overseas resident blockchain voting option for their midterm elections. Voting on the blockchain? That's totally legit. Awesome, guys. And before we go, Satoshi Nakamoto has officially been spotted, or at least his boat has. So somebody took a picture of this boat. Yeah, and it's called the Satoshi Nakamoto. So there you go. So once again, guys, before we go, I want to say thank you so much to everyone that's been supporting the Token Tank initiative recently. It's been really great. I love bringing this objective reporting to you guys, just asking the tough questions, you know, none of that sponsored Schiller BS, you know what I mean? We just ask the questions, we go to it. So as usual, guys, I kept this to the end of the video for all of you hardcore fans, but we managed to get somebody in the tank that I think you guys are going to be pretty happy about. So that is none other than Rong Chen of Elastos. That's right, guys. He will be in the token tank next episode. So what I want you guys to do is head on over to my Twitter. I haven't actually made the tweet. I'm going to make it as soon as I'm done right now. Like literally as soon as this video is done, I'm going to put a tweet out, and then you guys can go over there and you guys can put your questions below the tweet for Elastos. And yeah, whatever questions you guys put, we're going to ask, because that's how we do it on Token Tank. And that being said, I want to say thank you so much to everybody that's been coming back to the channel, everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting. You guys are freaking amazing. Hope you're enjoying your week. Not too bad of a day in crypto. Nothing too major. We're not really taking a massive dive. We're not really going to the moon. But who knows, 5 minutes after the video's uploaded, could be a totally different market. But that's just the fun of the game, right, guys? That being said, I want to say you guys are awesome. My name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And peace out.